Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to the Anime King 2. And today I'm going to be giving you part 19 of What If Naruto Was a Vampire. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform. And also go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Aizuna Uchiha Was Naruto's Ancestor, and enjoy that guys. And over on Anime King, I post a new episode of What If Naruto Returned Different after his training trip, so go ahead and check out that and enjoy. And I also post a new episode of What If Naruto Was Neglected by Everyone, so go ahead and enjoy it as well. And stay in tune because later on I'm going to be posting a new episode of What If Naruto Had Multiple People Sealed Inside of Him, so stay in tune for that, and I hope you guys enjoy each and every episode. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice and you enjoy the episodes on Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. And yeah, without further ado, let's begin this new episode. Start the intro.
I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their
So the last time we left off, Yujito, Eva, Tsunade, Jiraiya, all of them were depressed. They couldn't find Naruto. It has been 3 years. 3 years. And none of them could find him. As they fear the worst, that Orochimaru, what he said was correct, but Eva never gave up hope. As she kept searching, going around the entire elemental nations, trying to find Naruto in some way, even though she was getting no luck. Jiraiya was also searching for the boy, but none of them could find him. Meanwhile, all of that was going on, Naruto was in his mindscape, training with Kurama, as he was still in the coffin in the bottom of the ocean. His body has matured over the 3 years, his hair has gotten longer, and he has grown taller. As Kurama told him that it has been 3 years, how about he get out of here now? As Naruto decided that his training was finished. As the entire lake exploded, as Naruto emerged with 2 wings on his back, saying that he can manipulate any part of his body to use the animal features, as he had eagle wings. As he has been keeping a track on Orochimaru. Orochimaru took his arm, but Orochimaru did not find any research worth doing, as he tried to keep the arm in a good shape, but all of the blood and all of the cells and everything inside of it has dried up. The arm was completely useless, but Orochimaru had it, as he had it in an experimental jar with green liquid inside. As Naruto found it, Naruto entered upon the sick Orochimaru, as Orochimaru quickly left his body and turned into the white snake, as he attacked Naruto, but he soon come to realize that he was no match for Naruto, and in the end Naruto flew up into the air, as Kabuto exited the hideout and ran some distance away. Even though he ran, when Naruto released his Rasen Shuriken, as the entire hideout was destroyed. Kabuto's body was sent sailing as he crashed into a tree, and he was knocked out. As Naruto descended back down to the ground, Orochimaru was dead and it was done. As Naruto was worrying about going back to Konoha, knowing that they're going to be pissed at him when he told them he was actually training for the past 3 years. As he came back to Konoha, the mood quickly changed for Tsunade and Yujito and Eva, who were happy to see him, as they asked him where has he been, as Naruto told them that he was actually training, as he had to run as they chased after him, as they tied him to a post in the field and beat the absolute crap out of him, as he had them worried for 3 long years when he was alive and fine. As Naruto told him his new goal, for now he will help out Konoha to his fullest abilities. Seeing that, he spent those 3 years thinking about what he wanted to do. He wanted to build a nation with just all vampires. An immortal nation, as Naruto told Tsunade that he killed Orochimaru. So yeah guys, that was basically the last part we left off. Go ahead and switch across the place and check it out for yourself guys if you're new. And yeah, without further ado, let's begin this new episode. Let's get right into it guys. A week has passed since Naruto returned back to the village. Tsunade and Jiraiya couldn't believe it, as Jiraiya was happy to see Naruto when he arrived, but he killed Orochimaru, as Naruto brought them out to Orochimaru's hideout, as they saw the destruction that Naruto caused. But they saw pieces of white snakes, as Naruto told them that Orochimaru turned into that creature when they started the battle, as they couldn't believe it. How strong was Naruto now, they wondered, as Jiraiya was happy to know that the kid was alright though. As things were starting up back again, the rookies, the ones that remain, know that Naruto is alive. As for Eva and Yujito, most of them and them are friends, as Yujito met and talked to a lot of them in the 3-year time span, as she know them quite well, seeing that they were her entertainment and company, seeing that she didn't really know anyone here until she met them and they start to talk and become friends. And seeing now that Naruto is back, he has a perfect way for her to join them on missions. Team 7 was broken, Sakura was dead, and Sasuke was gone. Naruto was the only member, along with Kakashi. He also had a long talk with Kakashi, as he told him is still here, even though that Team 7 is in shambles right now. As Naruto slowly opened his eyes, it was early in the morning, and yet again he was in this situation. He had offered for them to move into a bigger place, and get different beds if they want, but the two girls denied that request. So from the past week, he has been waking up to this sight. On his right was Eva snuggling up against him, and on his left was Yujito, as they always crawl into his bed at night. Seeing that he offered to take a futon, and for them to take the bed, they told him no, they will sleep in the futons, which they did. But every morning that he wake up, both of them would be snuggling up against him as they would crawl into his bed at night. As Naruto looked over to see Eva, she had a faint smile on her face as he wondered if she was awake. But his whole body then went stiff, as she was rubbing her leg on his lower half, as he looked at her to see the smile on her face getting a bit wider. Eva, what are you? But he went stiff again, as she was doing it a bit harder this time. As he saw that smile appear on her lips start to curl, as she let out a small chuckle. He then heard Yujito, as she snored a bit. She then rolled over and got on top of him, pushing Eva off the bed in the process. As Naruto looked at Eva, as she opened her eyes, she was angry. Eva, don't, Naruto said. She's sleeping, she didn't do it on purpose. As Yujito's head was turned to the other side, which she had a big smile on her face. As Eva got up and rolled Yujito off to the other side, as she then snuggled up next back to Naruto, as Yujito rolled back over and the both of them snuggled against him. A few hours later, the both of them tried to rest their head on his shoulder, but they snapped open their eyes as they were looking directly in each other's eyes. What the hell? Said Eva, as she noticed that Naruto was gone and so did Yujito. As the both of them smelled something preparing in the kitchen, as they got up, they walked into the kitchen as they saw Naruto preparing breakfast with the three of them. What are you doing? Yujito asked. Preparing breakfast, said Naruto. But I thought that you guys were vampire and you can't eat normal food, she said. And who told you that? Said Naruto. As she then looked at Eva. Why did you say you couldn't eat my cooking? Well, it's not that I couldn't. I didn't want to because your cooking is terrible. What? Said Yujito, as she stepped forward. I prepared that beautiful meal for you and you told me that you couldn't eat normal food and you then went inside and drank blood? You could have eaten it? She said in a growl. Yeah, sorry about that, said Eva. It's just that I can eat food. Yeah, we can eat food. But your cooking is really horrible. Come on, don't put her down, said Naruto. It can't be that bad. Well, if you want to die a second time, go ahead and eat her food, said Eva. As Naruto walked over and placed a hand on Yujito's shoulder. Don't worry, Yujito. I'm sure it's not that bad. As Yujito then wrapped her arms around him, as she fake cried. She hurt my feelings, Naruto, Yujito said, as she stick her tongue out to Eva, as Eva growled. Alright you guys, sit down, Naruto said, as he sit at the table, as he gave both of them a plate, and gained a plate of his own as he sit down. So, what were you talking about me coming on mission with you guys? Asked Yujito. Well, Naruto said, I have been studying something while I was in my 3-year training trip. Seeing that Team 7 is disbanded, I think the three of us can create a team, he said. Really? Yujito said. But what if I am seen by someone from Kumo or something? Yeah, I figure out how to change that, Naruto said. I think you're gonna love this. As he placed 2 fingers on her forehead, Yujito then felt a strange sensation entering her body. As the Nibi, eyes went wide. Hey, what is he doing? This feel like Kurama's chakra. Naruto, are you pouring the fox chakra inside of me? Yujito asked. Just wait, said Naruto, as suddenly there was a poof. As Eva watched, as Yujito's appearance completely changed. She now had black, silky hair. Her skin tone was much lighter than before. Her features on her face remained the same, well except for her eyes, which were now a beautiful shade of green. As she looked really different. As Naruto then got up and got for a small mirror and gave to her. What did you do to me? She said. Is this some kind of genjutsu illusion or something? Well, it's an optical illusion, said Naruto. By using the Kyuubi's chakra, it's different from normal illusion. This one will be impossible to break. But you can remove it by using the Nibi's chakra. But normal chakra, or any other eyes like the Sharingan or the Byakugan, they can't see through it, seeing how dense the Kyuubi's chakra is. And can also keep her name, seeing that it can be a coincidence if someone else is named Yujito. Well then, if this is gonna help me go on mission with you guys, I'll do it, she said. Meanwhile, we have Sasuke Uchiha. Currently walking beside him was Shigetsu. As Sasuke had came back to the hideout. When he arrived there, he saw Kabuto. As Kabuto told him what happened, that Naruto is back and he's out for blood. But Kabuto didn't stay here for much longer as he went off. As Sasuke started his goal, he was going to prepare his team and to make them be at his side all times. He wouldn't admit this out loud, but he was scared. He remembered the promise that Naruto told him back then, that he would make him suffer pain that his mind wouldn't even register well. He would make him suffer beyond any belief. As he was scared of Naruto at this moment, but he still had his goal set. He was going to kill his brother by creating his team. Sasuke! Sasuke! Said Shigetsu, snapping him from his thoughts. What are you thinking about? Nothing. Let's just keep going, said Sasuke, as both him and Shigetsu headed off, as they were going to get Karin. Meanwhile, a far distance away in a secret lab, as there was a bunch of testing tubes and some strange liquid, as all of them were being pumped into someone, as he was in a giant chamber. Standing in front of that chamber was none other than Kabuto, as Kabuto had a smile on his face. As, for one thing, he was happy that Orochimaru was dead. Orochimaru could not solve this, but he did. As Kabuto had took some of the sample of the arm that Orochimaru got from Naruto, and he was able to regrow it. But not only that, he was able to make a complete being out of it. Inside of the chamber was a boy. He looked somewhat similar to Naruto, but he had black hair as it flowed into the liquid, as Kabuto had a smile on his face. Orochimaru went about this doing it wrong, as he tried to extract the main source of the vampirism from the arm. But that is not what Kabuto did. Kabuto realized that these cells, they have incredible regeneration ability, and he was able to combine that with some of Orochimaru's other experiments and fuse it to this being. And it grew. It took a couple of hours, but it did, giving him a fully processed human. Kabuto doesn't know his limitations or power yet, but he can tell he will be something great. And after seeing the power and skill that Naruto possesses, he will use this, his creation, Project X as it was labeled, to rock the elemental nations forever, as a dark chuckle escaped him, as the boy slowly opened his eyes. But his eyes were not normal. They showed a fully developed 3-totem Sharingan. As Kabuto was right, he had extracted some of Sasuke's blood and fused it with the cells. It seems like any blood come in contact with these cells, it gives that person the dojutsu, so giving him the 3-totem Sharingan. As the boy looked at Kabuto mindlessly, as Kabuto placed his hand on the glass. The boy raised his hand and placed his hand on the glass as well. Project X, my perfect creation, said Kabuto with a mad chuckle. Meanwhile, with Naruto, the disguised Yujito and Eva. What? Really? Said Eva. Yeah, I never thought about it at first, said Naruto. Just think about it. You automatically use the ability of the bloodline that you got from the crystal style user. It was like their knowledge of their greatest techniques was implanted in us, and most of their lesser techniques. So I've been thinking about it in my 3-year training trip. You see, once you gain a bloodline, all of the knowledge from that person, you will gain it as well. But it's just in a part of your mind that you have to sort out. Just focus on that bloodline and you will realize, said Naruto. You know, I never thought about that. I use those bloodlines, but I never really thought about that, said Eva. Huh, I guess you had a lot of time. Yeah, being stuck inside my mindscape with the Kyuubi. It was hell. Screw you too, said Kurama. I'm just kidding, said Naruto. It was quite fun to just relax and think about life and know what I wanted to do. But ever since I got back, what's wrong? Asked Yujito. I don't know what it is, but it's like I am picking up on something strange. What do you mean? Asked Eva. Well, a strange sensation. I don't know what it is, Naruto said, shrugging it off. It's probably nothing. It's just being me stuck in water for 3 years and being spiked all over. But at least I got my revenge, he said. As they headed towards the Hokage's tower, when they enter, they didn't even hear come in as they knocked for a while. As Shizune and Tsunade were standing there, as the both of them had a frantic look on their face. What's wrong? Naruto asked. Oh, Naruto, said Tsunade. We have important news from the Sand. The Kazekage has been kidnapped. What? Gaara? Said Naruto. As you remember back then, when he spoke to Gaara and told him to change his ways, and the 3 of them were about to leave when the Raikage interrupted and stopped them, but they did eventually get away. Taken by who? Naruto asked. Remember that group that Jiraiya told you about a long time ago? The Akatsuki. The one that Itachi and Kisame are from. Tsunade then snapped her eyes to the left. Who is she? She asked. Oh, it's me, said Yujito. It's Yujito, said Naruto. Huh? How? Well, remember I told you I have a way for her to go on missions? And I told you no. Well, do you recognize her? Naruto asked. What kind of illusion is that? Asked Nadia as she stepped forward. Well, it's hard to explain, but just know that that illusion won't fail, so she can come on missions with us. So, are you giving us this mission? Naruto asked. Yes, said Tsunade, as she threw the mission report to Eva. Why are you giving her? Naruto asked. Well, Eva is your superior. What the hell do you mean? Naruto said. Well, these past 3 years that you have been gone, I did become a Jonin. You became a what? Well, her skills and intelligence are on the level of a Jonin, said Tsunade. So I decided to promote her. But she wasn't even a Konoha ninja. But she stuck with the village through thick and thin, and all the time off I gave her, she spent it searching for your ass, said Tsunade. I already apologized for that, said Naruto. As he then looked towards Yujito. What about her? Well, she is a Chunin. What? Naruto said. Well, she needed money. So how do you think she was going to earn that? I thought you said you wouldn't let her out of the village. Well, there's a lot of missions that she can do in the village, said Naruto. Oh. So, can she come with us now? Now that she's full disguise. Trust me, no one will ever break that illusion. Not even a Hyuga. And it's not like any Hyugas are in Kumo. As Tsunade looked at Yujito, who had a pleading look on her face. Fine, said Tsunade, but I need you guys to hurry and get any information on the Akatsuki as soon as possible. But you guys need a third, said Tsunade. A third? What do you mean? For your team, said Tsunade. Oh, I forgot about that, said Naruto. But we should be more than capable to handle it. Come on, Tsunade. You know how strong I am, he said. Don't overconfidence yourself, she said. This is a serious mission, and it will not take lightly, she said. I already told you I'm done with that, said Naruto. When it comes to mission, it's no more playing around. I realized that back then. I've been playing around too much. So don't worry, we've got this. As she then looked at Eva, As Eva gave her a reassuring nod. We got this, she said. I would send Kakashi, but he's already on a mission, said Tsunade. So, I will trust my faith in the three of you to handle this. Don't worry, as I said, we've got this, said Naruto, as he went towards the window and jumped out, as Eva did the same. I'll keep an eye on them, said Yujito, as she took the stairs. Meanwhile, what took you guys so long, said a voice, as Deidara and Sasori entered the base, as the stone wall was sealed up behind them. This is all your fault, Deidara. I told you I don't like to keep people waiting, said Sasori. Huh? Screw Hidan, said Deidara. We got the Jinchuriki. Isn't that enough? No, it isn't. You guys took a very long time to just capture the one tail. What if it was the 5 tails or the 6 tails? Huh. You guys are not suitable for this job. And you are, you undead freak, said Deidara. Why don't you come up here and say that to my face? Enough, said Pain. You have already wasted time. It is time that we begin the extraction. All of you, get to your rightful position. It was then that 2 other holographic figures appeared. As one of them with his Sharingan and the other with his sharp grin. Let's get this over with. As both Sasori and Deidara jumped up on the stone finger. Meanwhile, back in the secret lab, Kabuto had the body of Weapon X on the table, as he looked roughly about 16 years old, as a lot of wires were attached to his head, leading up to a machine, as Kabuto was going through various hand signs, as he placed his hand on the machine, as a lot of seals and ruins light up on it, as Kabuto bit his thumb and dropped some of his blood on it, as one of the tubes flew into Weapon X, as a lot of shock sparked off the wires and shocked his brain, as Kabuto was transplanting commands into him, mind manipulations as well, so that Kabuto had 100% control over him. After a good 5 minutes, Kabuto removed all of the wires, as the boy was dressed in a black pants and a black t-shirt. He slowly opened his eyes as he looked around. Where am I? He said, as he picked up himself and looked at Kabuto was in front of him with a smile on his face. Who are you? The boy asked. My name is Kabuto, and I am your master. My master? Wait, who am I? The boy said. Your name is X, said Kabuto. X? Why don't I have any memories? The boy asked. Because someone took them from you. Who did? His name is Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto Uzumaki? Why did he take my memories away? Because you and him had a falling out. What? I don't understand. Well, Uzumaki and you were best friends. Until the both of you gained a power beyond this world, from a different being. What? The boy said, scratching his head. Just know that the both of you gained incredible power. Let me show you, Kabuto said as he got up, as he picked up a small scalpel. Give me your arm, he said. The boy didn't know why, but he quickly sent out his arm to Kabuto. As Kabuto sliced it, the boy winced in pain a bit, but he realized it didn't even hurt that bad, and it vanished in a second. Did I just... What was that? The boy asked. That is a part of the power. As I was saying, Uzumaki Naruto wanted all that power for himself. So the both of you battle. And unfortunately, he killed you. He killed me? I don't understand. Yes, he did. So how am I here? The boy asked. Well, that's the thing. You asked me for my help before you went to battle him, just in case for me to do this. I brought you back to life even powerful than before. I believe right now that you and Uzumaki are on the same level. The both of you are what we call vampires. And what's that? The boy asks. Well, vampires are beings that are immortal in this world. What's immortal? The boy said. Well, immortality, you can't die, basically. Uzumaki wanted all the power for himself, so he ripped away your heart, killing you in the process. I found your body in the lake, and With the genius of science, I brought you back, and with a little bit of jutsus in the mix. So, this Uzumaki person? Were we friends? Why would he do this to me? Because he was greedy and wanted power. The both of you were from a village named Konoha, and everyone shunned the both of you there. As the boy then held his head in pain, as Kabuto smirked, it's working. As Kabuto implanted fake memories in his head, and it seems like they were activating. What is this? The boy said, as he saw a bunch of people laughing and pointing at him. Monster, they pointed, as he then saw a boy with yellow hair walk up to him. You're not a monster. You're my friend, the boy said. The next thing he saw was that same yellow hair boy and him battling, as the boy shoved his hand through his heart. And then nothing. Just pure darkness. As he started to hyperventilate and huff and puff. Calm down, X, said Kabuto. I brought you back from the brink of death, so that you would get your revenge on Uzumaki and this world. The world? The boy said. Yes, the world. As Kabuto then felt one of his sensors went off. Stay here, X. Just see if you can remember more. As Kabuto headed out. It took him about 2 minutes to arrive. So, how did it go? Said a voice. It is finished. He will be a great asset to the Akatsuki, said Kabuto, as the person who was talking to him was none other than Conan. You did the right thing joining us, instead of sticking with Orochimaru. And now he's finally dead, and Project X is coming on great. I will talk to Leader Sama about this. I will be in contact soon, she said, as she burst into papers. The papers then turned into plane as they all fly off. As Kabuto came in the room, X, he said as he looked around. As Kabuto rushed over to X, as X had a huge pipe right in his stomach. What are you doing? Said Kabuto. I can't die, X said, as he pulled out the pipe and threw it to the ground. How was Uzumaki able to defeat me? Well, even though your body can regenerate so quickly, you have a weakness. He removed your heart, shutting you down for some time, as he then sliced off your head and set your body on fire. But he walked away thinking that you were going to die. But I arrived, and I brought you in, even though you were on the brink of death. Your cells were still strong enough to regenerate, and they did. And they brought you back. But it took 3 long years for you to come back. Uzumaki took 3 years from you. That organization that you were joining, the Akatsuki. What? X said. Yes, an organization that is hunting Uzumaki. He also found out about that. The Akatsuki goal is to bring peace to this world. And even though Uzumaki knows that, he doesn't want them to keep on living. So he flat out attacked them in his rage. But the members flee. When you told him that you were part of the group, trying to convince him to join as well, he attacked you. And your friend, Eva, her name is. Eva? As X then grabbed his head, as he saw images of Eva, as he saw himself talking to her. What the hell? X said, as he collapsed on the ground. You saw her, didn't you? Yeah. Your memories are slowly coming back, said Kabuto. You're remembering all of them. She stood aside and watched you get beaten up by Uzumaki. And she went with him because she loved him more than you. Even though you were the one that taught her about this world and teach her things. And they all betrayed you. Them, along with Konoha, all of them. The Akatsuki will be in touch soon for you to join them. The members were just getting to know you, they didn't even know you as much. So that is why Uzumaki Naruto killed me? Because I wanted to bring peace to this world? He said. How evil can he be to kill me because I wanted peace? X said as Kabuto noticed. The table started to bend under the force as he was pushing his arm down, and it was a metal table, as that brought a bigger smile to Kabuto's face. It seems like everything is going well. X then snapped his head towards Kabuto. What's wrong? Asked Kabuto. I don't know, but I can hear your heart beating. What is this feeling? It's like I want... What's wrong with me? X said. Oh, it's a craving. As Kabuto walked over, as he opened a small refrigerator and pulled out a bag and threw it to X, X caught it. As he realized it was, what? Blood? Type B? Why are you giving me this? As he then dropped to his knees again as he was feeling more pain as more memories were resurfacing. As he saw himself drinking blood, he snapped open his eyes. Why was I drinking blood? He asked. What am I? Well, I already told you you're a vampire. And you need blood to survive. Go ahead, drink it. As X looked at it, he felt pain in his mouth as his fangs extended for the first time. As he sinked them into the bag and started to drink. There, said Kabuto. Everything will be fine now. Soon enough, we will make Uzumaki pay for what he did to you. He did all of this. He took away your life. 3 long years. He took away everything from you. And they all went on his side. And you will make him pay. As X clenched his fists. I will, he said, with a determined look on his face. A couple of hours later, X was sitting down on a hill. As he was looking down, he was outside as he felt the cool breeze as it blew through his hair. As he felt something drop on him, as he looked up, it was raining. Uzumaki, he said, why did you do this to me? You selfish, ungrateful bastard. We were friends, and you tried to kill me, and all of them took your side, and for that, I'll make you pay, X said as he slammed his fist into the ground. To his surprise, a huge crystal spike broke from the ground and ran right through a tree. What the hell? Said X as he narrowed his eyes at crystal spike. What is that? As a distance away, Kabuto was watching him. So it seems I was right, he said. He also got all of Naruto's abilities. So that amount of Fox Chakra is still going through his body. The cells that Kabuto retracted from the arm, it was filled with the Fox Chakra in his yokai. A lot of it. As Kabuto noticed something wonderful, the chakra grew while X was growing, and right now a good portion of the Fox Chakra was inside his body. And it gives him a source. It was replenishing. And Kabuto couldn't believe that happened, but it did. It seems like Naruto's cells were bonded with the Kyuubi's chakra, and when they passed on into X, they kept on refueling over and over to give him an unlimited supply. So even if he ran out of chakra, it's not going to be like he lost all of it. It's going to replenish like normal chakra. But this chakra is quite more dense, it being the Fox Chakra. As Kabuto smiled as he watched X raise his hand towards the tree, as a bone came from his hand, as he drove it through the tree, tearing it to pieces. As X had a smile on his face. I'll use this to kill you, Uzumaki, said X, as his Sharingan glared at the tree. As Kabuto stood there, soon enough, I will use him to get all blood samples from the Akatsuki members, including the leader's Rinnegan. And once he have these powers, he will be unstoppable. And I will use him to control everything, Kabuto said as he chuckled to himself. Just wait and see. You, X, you will rock this ninja foundation, he said as he chuckled to himself. Meanwhile with Naruto, him and the group were in a cave, as there was a fire in front of them. They had reached the sand already, as Naruto had offered to carry Yujito, which she gladly accepted, seeing that him and Eva can move at incredible speeds. But they were now in a cave because there was a deadly sandstorm that was tearing through the area. As Naruto was resting, his head on his backpack, looking up at the ceiling of the cave. As Yujito lay down beside him, Eva was asleep. Is there something wrong? Yujito asked. Huh? Why would you say that? Naruto asked. Well, since you came back, you seem different. Well, I had a lot of time to think about things, and what I wanted. No, it's not that. You seem like you're always space, like something else is worrying you. Well, I didn't want to say it because I didn't know if I was just feeling something else or something fake. But I have this feeling ever since I returned, like there was a part of me out there. What do you mean? She asks. Well, when I was captured by Orochimaru, he took one of my arms. What? One of your arms? Well, he took my arm. But you know, we can regenerate fast. But when I came out of that coffin 3 years later, I destroyed it. But I still feel like there is something out there for me. But the strange thing is, it feels like it's alive. What? Yeah, I feel like there's a person connecting with me in some way. You know that I'm a vampire, and Eva is one as well. We have a connection, and I feel like there's a other connection out there for me. Oh, you guys have a connection, Yujito said. Yeah, Naruto said, seeing that she's the one who turned me. Oh, yeah, she did that, right? Yeah, Naruto said. But I feel like something else is out there for me, but I just can't tell what it is. Naruto, can I ask you something? Yujito asks. Sure, said Naruto. I want you to turn me. Turn you what? Naruto asks. I want you to turn me into a vampire, she said, as Naruto turned his head towards her, with a very surprised look on his face. But guys, we'll be ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn that bell notification to stay posted. Remember to share to all of your friends in social media platform, and also guys, stay in tune for the rest of the series coming your way. And I hope you guys enjoy each and every one that I give you today. And thank you all for your help and your support, guys. And remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. And also go ahead and check out what if Izuna was Naruto's ancestor, guys. And also over on Anime King, I post a new episode of What If Naruto was neglected by everyone. And I also post a brand new episode of What If Naruto returned different after his training trip. So go ahead and check out those and enjoy. But for now guys, I'm out of here. Peace.